Hello, hello. How we doing today, folks? It is I, your host, Joseph Stones, with the best partner in the business, Garrett Plunkett.
What is up?
And today, it's a big day for us today. Today, we have a special guest. Some of you may know him as Half Moon Gaming. Others might know him as Skylar's dad. I know him as my tall, dark glass of hot chocolate. Jordan Bryant's in the house, everybody.
Welcome, Jordan.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
for
show.
coming in today, man.
Thank you.
And we have a new intern, our old intern, Casey. He's down in Brazil practicing pole dance fighting in a thong. It's his life choice. He decided to leave us.
If it's his passion, hey.
Who am I to knock what you want to do with your life?
You know,
So,
I'm sure he's amazing.
Shout out to you, Casey. But we have Scott Stomper in the building, everybody.
There we go. There he
There's
is.
Scotty.
And then right behind him is our list for today.
90s comedy movie, part uno.
Part one of 3 lists we've already made, just so everyone knows. So if you're looking on here, you're like, how can this not be on here? I guarantee you it's on one of the next 2 lists.
Right.
Okay? I guarantee it. Okay?
And it's
Like, Kate even asked me, she's like, really? Mallrats isn't on there? I was like, hey, I put Clerks on there at Joe's request.
Right.
Okay? So Clerks is on there. Mallrats is my
Sounds like
personal favorite.
Jordan, your fans are trying to break down the door. It sounds like in the background. Holy moly! Oof.
But all right. So here we are. I feel like we haven't done Movie Madness in a while.
It's been a minute.
You know,
Like we did one, I think first week of January, but between we had business meetings, we had Wrestle Fandom, everything.
Yeah.
I think this might be only the second of the year.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
Which
But-
is unfortunate.
Right.
And we'll try to be more consistent with the guys.
Yeah. Or depending on everything, like I said, we could always do them once a month. It's our show. The great part is it's our show, and
We can do it
the
every
network
week
doesn't
if we
care.
want
We can
to.
do whatever we
Yeah.
want. So
So
let's get right into it.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
we haven't done it, so I kind of feel like I want to do Movie Madness. So we have to start off. We have Half Baked versus Friday.
Ooh.
Okay, 2 stoner comedies. I said this one, as you know, sometimes I do random.
Mm-hmm.
This one is, especially if you look at once
if
we
you
go
look
over
at
to the
these
top
brackets,
corner.
Garrett definitely did these brackets.
Yeah, I did some of them.
make it real
Some of them ended up random, like the extra ones, and some of them are
We're definitely
very
getting
purposeful.
fisted here without lube.
Yeah. So
Like,
all right. So Friday, the complete and utter, just classic.
With Half Baked.
Yeah. But the what do you think may be more classic, more? I think Friday is the more quoted movie.
See, I don't know about that.
People just brought back Bye Felicia. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that was gone for a while, and it came back.
This is the movie that created the term deboed.
Right.
Like when somebody says like, "Yo, man, that guy just deboed the guy," like that's all because of the character Debo. Rest his soul. I forget the actor's name, but I know he passed away.
Tommy Lister.
Yes, he passed away a few years ago. Like it's because of that movie. Now, Half Baked is amazing. Like
it is.
Like
It's
everybody
so
knows
funny.
that F you,
Yeah.
F you, you're cool, I'm out. Like,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah. Who didn't? Who in our age range didn't quit a job like that? You know what I mean?
or thought about it at the very least. But for me, like the Friday movies, just I was like 5th, 6th grade when it came out, and it just I was at that age where I just started watching that kind of stuff, and it just I don't know, man. Like it just Friday for me, it just I love it, and like I'm hoping that we have Last Friday come out.
Last Friday would be amazing.
Supposedly with Chris Tucker coming
That's what
back
I'm
as
saying.
Smokey.
No way.
Yeah, they're in talks of it now.
Get out of here. No way.
I don't want to see another Friday movie unless he comes back. No offense. Like, I love all 3 movies.
Mike Epps is great, but there's something about
I think all 3 of them.
Craig and Smokey.
I think all 3 of them together would be fantastic.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to.
Friday
break
gets
the
my
dynamic.
vote. Friday gets my vote.
Friday. I mean, are we saying iconic?
For you, it's
It's
your
for you.
personal
That's the
choice.
great part about this. I mean, base it on your own
What movie
criteria.
do you like better? Is what it boils down to.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, Friday is definitely way more quotable. I mean, I could probably name so many on the top of my head of quotable,
Right.
Moments from that movie. Half Baked, yeah, they had some good comedy in it, but it's Friday for me. It's like it's iconic. It's in so many mediums, and like I personally believe that Friday probably would be for me.
I'd also go Friday as well,
right.
even if it was
Friday goes on.
So yeah, so definitely for me it would also be Friday. So so then Joe Fuzz Aldrin said, "Hey champ, where's the belt?"
I'm not the champ anymore.
I'm just letting you know what Fuzz is saying. That's all.
Who's Fuzz Aldrin?
I don't know. It says Fuzz Aldrin.
Well,
right here.
well, Fuzz, if you want a chance at the belt, let me go win it back, and then I'll show you what's up.
Yeah. All right, so let's now move down to we got American Pie
versus
Oh, my
Coneheads.
God.
versus
yes.
Coneheads. Now, I know that when American Pie came out, it took
Over the world.
it took over everything. Maybe because I saw it later, and there's a lot of comedies where this happened, where people talked it up so much that by the time I got to it, I didn't think it was as funny as everyone said. Then maybe I should go back and watch them now, because the same thing happened to me with Superbad. Everyone was like, "You have to go watch Superbad. It's the funniest movie I've ever seen." And I went and saw it, and I was like, "This is not the funniest movie I've ever seen."
Correct. I'm not. Like Superbad's good. Just like.
Now when I went back and rewatched it, and I was like, "Oh my God, this movie is hilarious," because I had forgotten what everyone had said about it.
Right.
What made it, so I mean, don't get me wrong, I like American Pie. It's hilarious. It's again also iconic. I mean, it had its own 3 sequels, and then they franchised it out as well, which also has 4 or 5, I think 5.
Like all the
American Pie
direct-to-DVDs,
Presents. Yeah. So but for me, I mean, Coneheads is
Why
I
Coneheads,
think
though?
it's I don't know, I just like it better. I don't know. It's just everything. I think it was a lot of the Saturday Night Live people at the top still of their game, and taking all the things that worked for Saturday Night Live that may have been like you couldn't do it if they did it anymore on Saturday Night Live. At that point, it would have then gotten stale. The right move was to make movies with a lot of the stuff, with Wayne's World, with Night at the Roxbury, with, you know what I mean? Like, so, and then leave it like that. Okay, they're not doing it anymore, and then they're going to make a movie, and then if you come back to it, like, for one skit in the next couple decades, it'll be great.
See, so Coneheads for me is one of the few SNL movies that actually work, because I feel like there's a handful of them that work, all of which you just named, but then I also
Superstar didn't work.
but there's a bunch of them that
it's a good skit.
Work.
It's not a good.
But like with
movie.
like Coneheads, while I think it's hysterical, I think it's funny. There's something about American Pie. There's something about the American Pie series that just it resonates with me, because like all of us at one point or another, whether it be like in junior high or actually in high school, had that group of friends that like everybody's obsessed with sex, even though nobody's actually had sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like everybody like has hey man, like that porn we watched, like or like you're spending at your friend's house and you got that scrambled channel 74 on there, and like
what was that called?
I think that was a boob. Like that could have been a boob. Like that to me was
that. What was that, Spice? Is that what it was? Yeah. Everyone our age was trying to watch that.
And then you had the one. Yeah! Then you had the one friend that had the black box that had like all the channels unlocked, and you'd be like, "Oh shit! All right, your parents are in bed. All right, let's watch some titties." And like you'd have it on for like a minute, and then you'd hear like the house creak, and you're like just trying to change.
The movie was very relatable. It was very relatable. I mean, you can compare it to your own your own life.
It so was, and like those characters, like especially in, like with the sequels and everything, like the last one, American Reunion, they resonate very well. Where like even though I have a Chrome Dome, Coneheads didn't really resonate with me like American Pie did. So
right.
My vote would be for American Pie. So it looks like it's on you, Jordan.
Well, you gotta be the tiebreaker, man.
Oh man,
It's not a good feeling. I hate when I'm the tiebreaker.
I'm gonna be honest. Like Coneheads, I have not seen Coneheads in like a long time.
Right.
But I mean, I love like Dan Aykroyd as an actor. Like for me, like his comedy is.
I love him as a Ghostbuster.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's great as a Ghostbuster too. But his comedy is like very. I want to say. I don't know. It's like it's genuine. Like
it's genuine and like it's very. I feel like in comedy he's like a sharpshooter. You know what I mean? Like he knows exactly what he's going for and he hits it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like when he was the fire chief in
I've not pronounced Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, Chuck and Larry. You know what I mean? Like everything he said was like boom. Like you got everything. It's. He knows exactly what
he's
going for.
He's a veteran comedy.
Gets it.
And he plays that like niche of where like it's not slapstick and it's not like blatantly gimmicky. He knows how to like be a real person, but tweak it enough so it's off enough so it's funny. Like,
right.
And like with Blues, like over the last 6 months of us doing this show, like he's like one of the unsung heroes. Like the classic movies he's been in, Ghostbusters, Blues Brothers, like stuff like My Girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he has so much range.
Do you know how many times I threatened somebody by telling them I was going to bury him in the backyard? You know what I mean? And that's because of Dan Aykroyd, because it sounds like a serious threat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So where are you going with it, Jordan?
Oh man, I want to say, even though I haven't seen Coneheads in a long time, American Pie, I feel like over time, like just the comedy became kind of diminished over time. It just kind of played itself out. It overstayed its welcome. I mean, you can only do so many, like,
dick jokes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I get it.
For me, it's that type of comedy and Coneheads, and I do enjoy Dan Aykroyd as an actor himself, and his comedy. Like I said, it's genuine, and he definitely plays off of people even as a secondary character.
Right.
It's just it's really good. I definitely probably have to say Coneheads.
Right.
All right.
You just make Garrett very happy.
I did. I did.
Yeah, I'll talk about to you.
So
about this later.
okay, so now we're gonna take on two. This is gonna be a recurring theme throughout today.
That's good. You don't have to.
So we're going to have right now, what is it? Black Sheep versus Beverly Hills Ninja. Okay. So and then then the winner takes on Tommy Boy. Now me, personally, okay. Black Sheep is my favorite
Chris Farley
movie.
Why?
Okay. So Tommy Boy came out first, right?
Correct.
And is undoubtedly the bigger movie, which is why it's also ahead of that one. I think I found it funnier because I didn't see it coming. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, they're in a whole different movie. They're in a different movie together. It's Farley and Spade. It's gonna be, it's gonna be funny. It's probably not gonna be Tommy Boy because how funny is Tommy Boy?
For the people that don't know Black Sheep, just give a quick run of Black Sheep.
Okay, so like Farley he's the mess of the younger brother, and his brother is running for governor. Mm-hmm. So they have to get him out of the way. So working on his brother's campaign is David Spade, who takes him to the wilderness to like get rid of him. And everything that happens in the wilderness is just utterly hysterical. Mm-hmm. The giant boulder rolling down the hill and smashing it, and the way that they like he smashes through the door, but Spade falls out the window. That visual alone, like Farley falling down the hill, the hill scene alone, it takes over so much more of Tommy Boy for me. And I realize that we're talking about Beverly Hills Ninja, but I'm just saying why it's my favorite. And just absolutely everything about that movie is like how great was Gary Busey in it? Like with the threats, the fight scene that they have. Just
see, to me, Black Sheep was the spiritual sequel to Tommy Boy,
right?
But the thing, I actually agree with you that with Black Sheep is the better movie of the two,
right?
Like I find it because I think it's because it was a little bit more of a simpler concept. Like it was more straightforward than Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy, like you had a little bit more. You had a little bit more of the setup with the dad's company and everything else. Where Black Sheep was We need to get elected. This dude can't be around.
He's got to get out of the way.
Like it's a real simple concept.
Yeah.
Now,
And we're also but
Beverly
we also
Hills
because
Ninja-
we're also talking about Tommy Boy now, but we need to talk about Beverly Hills Ninja as well. So
Beverly Hills Ninja always kind of broke my heart because, especially in retrospect, like in later watching, you could tell Farley was not at his best. You could tell like there was something going on with him, especially after he had passed and everything.
Almost Heroes was the same way.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which is on another one, just so everyone knows,
Yep.
because it's also him and Matthew Perry.
Yes.
And I could just go forever, but I didn't want to.
It's the same with like Wagons East with John Candy.
Right.
Like you could tell like there's something going on there. And where Beverly Hills Ninja, where it's funny and it's a good movie. You could tell Farley wasn't all the way in it like he was with Tommy Boy, like where he was with Black Sheep.
Right.
So for me, it would be Black Sheep.
Yeah, I mean, I'd easily put Black Sheep up over this. Jordan, do you have a preference with these two? I mean, I know it's moving on because we both feel it, but do you have anything between these two or anything to say about either one?
I do feel like Chris Farley's movies do have like kind of the same tone throughout. I mean, you can kind of see that a lot of his comedy is somewhat the same throughout his movie. So it's very difficult for me because I mean I see them all, you know, I mean very similar. I mean except for Tommy Boy is definitely the better of the three, obviously in my opinion. But out of the two, the Beverly Hills and Black Sheep, for me, I would probably have to say Beverly Hills because it was just something that
The concept.
the concept was different.
It was so ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just out of like.
Sometimes, yeah, because honestly, like sometimes something can just be so ridiculous it works. Like, was it Balls of Fury?
Yeah.
Funny,
my God,
how
Balls.
funny is Ball? I mean, it's not. It's a
Absolutely.
later comedy, so it wouldn't even be on this. But like
Hot Rod.
the
Like,
Hot Rod, yeah, exactly. Like it's so ridiculous, and like there's no way
Yes.
this is gonna be funny,
Right.
and it's utterly hilarious.
It happens that way. It just happens
well,
that
like
way.
a perfect example of that is Super Troopers.
Oh yeah, Super Troopers.
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers and Eurotrip are literally
Oh my
tied.
God.
Eurotrip
for
is my favorite.
Oh my God.
Euro, because I didn't see Eurotrip coming because at
I thought it initially was a spin-off of Road Trip.
Right.
And
Or-
I'm like, this is so good.
because it
dumb.
went. It
was
was like
different.
directed because at that time, right, was the time when the direct to DVD movies were coming out. Were how do I want to say? It was like another company.
Yes.
Profiting off of being
spoof.
similar.
Yes.
So I'm like,
Like
oh.
if- like if
I'm like,
Thor
so
was coming out- yeah.
So Road Trip came out, and I was like, and Road Trip was funny, but I was like, all right, but like now they're coming out with like another company's coming out with Euro Trip. I mean, come on. But then we sat down and watched it at Scott Washburn's house, and
Scott
I,
doesn't know.
dude, no, it was a room full of. It was all of us. It was like
Yeah.
Stu, it was Roger, and we were crying. I was because I sat on the floor. I was rolling. I'm like, this is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Like that and Super Troopers are my tied. For you know, if we do 2000s comedies, I'm in trouble because if they, I'm gonna
Your head's
quit.
gonna explode.
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit the show. It's
So
gonna be
Black
ridiculous.
Sheep's going on.
So Black Sheep is going on. Sorry about that sidebar. It does happen here sometimes, Jordan.
No, not a
we go
problem.
on.
He works for me. He knows all.
We have a
of
tendency
course.
to go off on.
Tangents.
Oh yeah.
All right. So now this is rough for me. I already know what I'm picking, but Groundhog's Day versus Galaxy Quest. I love Galaxy Quest. I thought Galaxy Quest was a great concept. It was very, very original. Like, it was, and like you said, it is what the Orville is now, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like, would you have? I mean, you especially from Seth MacFarlane, you probably would have had, you know, Orville without Galaxy Quest. But I mean, like, I'm sure, you know, if you were like, listen, I want to make like a Galaxy Quest style show, you know,
But
especially with Seth
Groundhog's
MacFarlane.
Day. Now, there's one thing I hate about Groundhog's Day. One thing and one thing only. Now, Groundhog's Day was directed by Harold Ramis, who, for those you don't know, played Egon in the Ghostbusters movies. Now, Harold Ramis, Bill Murray were comedy partners all the way back from Stripes, you know, Kid Shit, all those
Stripes.
movies. Okay, Stripes is one of my all-time favorites.
Oh man, I love Stripes.
Now, they had a falling out because of this movie. They, like, went at it.
Really?
And they didn't talk.
Yeah, this is the movie that broke their
This is why we didn't get Ghostbusters 3 until this past year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they didn't talk for like 13, 14 years, and they only talked, and they reconciled a couple months before Harold Ramis died because he was sick.
Okay.
And that's something Bill Murray has talked about that he really regrets, because that'd be like you and me, like, getting in a stupid argument and then not talking for 15 years, you know? But Groundhog's Day is like, I loved it as a kid. As a teenager, loved it more because I got more of it. And then as an adult, understanding the whole entire movie, like, it's a perfect movie. Like, it might not be the funniest, it might not be like the best movie, but like it's just done so well. And there have been movies that try to like take that kind of concept of repeating the day or whatever.
I mean, they literally call it the Groundhog's Day effect.
Yes.
Like when they refer to it, like
but it's Groundhog Day.
That movie Next,
Yes.
like they tried to do something like that, and it was. And I love Nick. I love everyone that acted in that movie.
But
and
they
I
did
couldn't,
that horror
I couldn't
movie
stand
too.
that movie.
What is that? Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
Like, it's like the.
There was a show.
I like the concept. I really do.
What was his name? What? Tay Diggs did. It's called Daybreak, where he gets like murdered. You know what I'm talking about there, Stomper? Yeah, he gets killed at the end. He's a cop. I think he's a cop, right? And he gets killed at the end of the day, and then he wakes up, and no matter what he does, he can't break the day. And it's it was a great show, but it was only like 13 episodes, and ABC canceled it, I think. And I was like, don't put sci-fi shows on ABC. I don't know why they keep doing it. You know, they will get flash forward, boom, gone. Under the dome, gone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
You got something you want to say, Scotty?
Yeah. So when he was talking about Daybreak, I was looking on Netflix, and they have a spinoff of that. So it's all teenagers after the coronavirus. Everybody's dead, and they have to take over the world and repopulate. So
Something I'm sure all teenagers would like to do.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Going back to American Pie.
But as they were going on, I was watching it, like watching the trailer, so like I wanted to get into it. So there was like 4 teenagers, but they are divided in some groups. So one's at a theme park. So those 2 are together. So there's a teenager boy and teenager girl. But this kid got killed during one of them, and he woke back up and kept on waking up after he got killed. So the main concept was that he has the virus, and he kept on getting killed.
He's got the Rona?
No, like it's a virus that killed.
Oh.
It's
Something like the Rona.
Yeah, something like that. And the people are trying to kill him, but he keeps waking up because he has to die. But they have to have the syringe to kill him.
So what's it on again?
Netflix.
On Netflix?
It's
All
like-
right, I'm gonna have to look this up.
Because I don't remember the name.
Yeah,
but it's,
no, I'll find it.
It's
It's
like
Netflix.
It's like it's spin-off, and I'm
I
like,
have a particular set of skills.
Yeah,
Find the movie.
It's
Detective
movies.
Barrett over here.
It's called Google.
I'll
Just
find
Google
it in 2
I think
seconds.
I think it's like a virus name. Breakout. I think it's Breakout.
Breakout. All right.
Breakout.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. As soon
My
as
vote's for
we're-
Groundhog Day. Jordan?
Ooh. I would definitely say Galaxy Quest is definitely the funnier of the 2. The comedy in Galaxy Quest is definitely like more iconic in my opinion.
Wheelhouse. Yeah.
And Groundhog, it definitely it started like this phenomenon. I feel like there's other movies that definitely had that concept, but they do use, like, they refer to, Groundhog's,
Right.
that movie for that type of premise in the movies that they
Right.
use. It's definitely a huge thing. I mean, I definitely think just that alone could be the better movie of the 2. But if you're talking about just comedy, for me, I would definitely have to say Galaxy Quest.
Right. Crap. Okay, so
It's on you, Garrett.
So again, I'm gonna go with you to say Groundhog's Day is the more iconic of the 2, right?
Correct.
But now I have to break it down to, if I'm watching comedy, which one do I want to watch to be more entertained? Which one do I want to
Absolutely.
watch to laugh?
Yes,
It'd be Galaxy Quest.
absolutely, hands down.
I'm not even gonna I would even argue, I could even make the same argument in the same sentence that Groundhog's Day is a better movie.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're doing 90s comedies,
It's your-
part 1,
it's your preference.
I'm saying funnier, more rewatchable.
for sure,
Galaxy Quest.
definitely.
All right. Throw
Because
the GQ on there.
because even with Groundhog's Day, you got to think too, like if you were to watch it and watch it a few days later, it's like not only are you watching the whole movie again, you're watching the same scenes over and over,
Over
the
again.
way it go, because the way you're like,
Here
that's
we go
why.
again.
That's why Next, that movie with Cage, was so bad. Because they did too many of the same thing, like slightly different way.
Right.
You're right.
They did way too many, and that was the problem.
No, you're right.
It wasn't even the way that they told it and the way that they shot it. They they did too many. It's like, does he need to play that scene out 7 different ways before it moves on to the next scene?
Right.
Like, okay, well, maybe it was the way that they shot it and did it, but you see my point, though.
No, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
So now we got Billy Madison versus Big Daddy.
All right, so yeah, so now here we are. All 6 of these movies, all on this side, is all Sandler.
This is all
okay.
Sandler.
Was this
All
intentional?
Sandler. I did this intentionally.
Gary
There's a
did,
few.
right.
Sometimes I don't, but there's a few times I do. And
He's
this
an
one
asshole.
was. This was
You're making it hard. I'm just saying. You're making
This
it
was
very hard.
very intentional because I didn't want to also space it out in
He didn't want
in
two
the other
Sandler
list.
movies at the end. I
And,
know what he was
Okay.
and to have it out, so it's like I specifically
other out.
wanted to find
jerk.
the best Sandler movie. I did the same thing with Carrie down there, and
Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Chris Farley.
with Chris Farley, with everything.
Right.
All right.
So-
So for me, I know people love Billy Madison. They like quote it, everything, blah blah. Billy Madison, I feel like was
Nudie Magazine Day.
like, even though it wasn't Sandler's first movie he was in, I think Airheads might have been.
I don't know if Airheads was
Airheads
exactly
was definitely
before. It was definitely before it.
Yeah.
And like Overboard was his first starring role,
Yeah.
but Overboard wasn't very good. Was Overboard, or what was it something about?
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. But I feel like with Billy Madison, he didn't really know how to put a whole movie together. Now, the movie is very quotable, kind of funny concept, but I feel like it was just Sandler just doing his SNL impressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I can see that.
Where-
There's a few good, like the dog shit scene.
Yeah, like...
You know,
like,
he called the shit poop. Like it's so great. It's super quotable. I keep doing it.
oh, yeah,
You know,
100%. But
but
I feel like
it's-
Big
it's
Daddy
not-
is an actual...
Yeah.
film. It's
Absolutely.
got a plot. It's got
Yes, I would definitely agree with that.
it's funny as shit.
It's funnier.
Yes.
It is, because it was more fine tuned.
Yes, and I feel like it's one of Sandler's best, Big Daddy. Like, just at the way, like, it's heartwarming at moments. It's funny at moments. It's not just him sitting there doing it in impressions. I mean, everybody in the world knows who Scuba Steve is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Damn you, Scuba Steve.
and like he still got to do the little impressions and everything, but it didn't overtake everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And like busting on Judd Apatow's wife for
Yeah.
working at Hooters.
Yeah.
That it's one of those movies like the Jets suck. Like, you know, like, it's great. Like,
someone get this kid a Happy Meal?
Yeah. Everything about it.
oh my god, I
it's
got the
better.
stinky kid. Like, you know, like, it's
I
just
let him become the stinky kid.
so and like him laying newspaper down. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just, it's
definitely
it's
is.
great.
It's much
It's a
funnier.
Yeah.
great.
Is that a 3-way on
Yeah,
Big
Big Daddy.
on Big Daddy?
Listen, Happy Gilmore, I'm telling you right now, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison, if you put both of those movies together, I'm telling you right now, I could not tell you which plot is which. Like, I would
Happy Gilmore's the golf one.
I'm just saying, like, for me personally, like, just looking at those movies, like, if you put all three together, obviously Big Daddy, it's going to stand out because
Right.
Big Daddy is the bigger of the movie. The other two, like, I would could get them confused, just like their plot, because their plots are very like disjointed. Doesn't have a very flowing storyline like how Big Daddy is. So yeah, I would definitely get Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison confused, me personally. So Big Daddy is definitely the better movie, the more funnier movie, and yeah, I definitely have to go with Big Daddy.
All right.
Oh, I'm
So
sure you
now-
go with Big Daddy.
So now, we're gonna slide now next to it's Waterboy versus Airheads.
All right, so Airheads, I love Airheads.
Now, Airheads is an ensemble cast.
But
you know,
you got
where he's not the
Buscemi,
lead.
Brandon Fraser, Adam Sandler, and they play this like '90s rock band. Like I love Airhead. I like you.
So great. I heard,
so many good.
I heard they're
cameos.
trying to make a new one.
No way.
that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
with all the original cast members like in it. Like
That's gonna be interesting.
like it's about newer guys, but they're in the movie. Like
Airheads is great, but Waterboy, again, is one of my top 3. It's probably top 4 Sandler movies. Probably the 4th of my top 4 Sandler movies, and it gave Sandler him taking the Southern football concept, and he actually got to play. This was like I think the first time he played a character that wasn't just a variant of Adam Sandler. Like he like took a character, even though he's got the Sandler accent or whatever,
slightly slow,
but like it's an high quality H2O. Like everybody knows it. Like, and it's just like you can do it. Like it's just, and it is the greatest mockery in a positive way of Southern football, and like him just being that little bit slow mama's boy. Like you could have called this movie Mama's Boy, and like it would have worked just as well. Like and like Kathy Bates playing the crazy mom lady,
I mean,
which like
there was no one else to play Mama.
Football is the devil.
Yeah.
and, like Colonel Sanders, and like he had everything.
There was no one
else. It's so good. It is great. So for me, I like that high quality H2O.
Yeah,
High quality H2O.
It's Waterboy for me.
Listen, I mean, I'm obviously gonna know my choice, but it's just the fact that the secondary characters had such an impact on that movie, because I'm telling you right now, the secondary characters they were just as funny as Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah,
just as funny, and like they have even their own quotable moments in the movie.
How many times the tallest dude of all the friends? How many times did he have to in other movies be the guy who crosses one eye and goes, you know what I mean? Because it was so good to use.
I feel like in every Sandler movie after this, Rob Schneider says you can do it.
You can do it.
Almost everyone, yeah.
Like,
I mean, they literally have almost the exact same character in The Longest Yard.
Oh, well,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
He talks the same way. He does everything. He looks different and he has tattoos. You know what I mean?
I mean, it could be him later on in life.
Yeah, group hug in the shower. You know,
Yeah, definitely Waterboy.
So I think Waterboy.
I think Waterboy is probably
Now, Airheads is an underrated movie.
It really is, and I love Airheads.
See, I love Brendan Fraser though. Like
he's so great. You know what I love?
I'm actually surprised more. Well, his movies will probably be on the second list.
You know what I love about Brendan Fraser and about actually like the internet, and because a lot of times it's like I hate people and I hate the internet, right?
The internet loves him,
right? But the internet loves him, right?
Yeah.
And Brandon Fraser hurt his back really bad on The Last Mummy, which is terrible thing to happen because it wasn't even a good movie, right? And it was utterly awful. I'll never watch it again. It sucked, right? And he got hit on by some Hollywood exec who then blacklisted him.
Yep.
Right. So then you didn't see him like forever for a while. So now he's trying to make like a comeback, and he's heavy. He doesn't look anything like he used to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's not like that like super good, like the Blast from the Past, George of the Jungle, Airheads looking dude. You know what I mean? He's a heavy older guy, and everyone was like, "We love you. Can you please come back?" Yeah. And it's like, "Thank you," because sometimes
and you never hear one of his co-stars ever say anything bad about him.
Yeah, because the internet could be like, get out of here, you fat slob. We don't want you. like stay gone. You know what I mean? Which is what I would expect people on the internet to say. And yeah, it's like, come back. We love you. Right. And like no one cares about how you look or what. You're Brendan Fraser and you're amazing. And it's like it renews my faith in humanity a little bit, because they're failing in a lot of other places. So all right, so now we're gonna take it down one more too. Let's see.
My cousin Vinny versus Grumpy Old Men. You're a dick, dude.
It's not my fault.
You literally made it.
I think it is.
It's legitimately your fault.
Well, they had to be on here somewhere. Right.
As much as I love Grumpy Old Men, as much as I love, it's the reunited odd couple, and they really never missed a beat. God rest both their souls. Mm-hmm. But my cousin Vinny is one of the best like comedy movies from the 90s. You have a post-Karate Kid Ralph Macchio. You have the introduction of the beautiful Marissa Tomei, and you have Joe
Who
Pesci.
slays that movie?
Like honestly, like Joe Pesci, like it is in his best. Like, you know what I mean? Like
He was crushing everything left and right.
like he does great in his mob stuff. He did, you know, like he did great in Home Alone. But in My Cousin Vinny, he got to use part of himself that he really never got to utilize before.
No,
and he took it and crushed it. He knocked that out of the ballpark.
Right. So, like, he had to be, like, you know, the slapsticky ridiculous for Home Alone. But then he got to kind of mix.
What came first, this or Home Alone?
I don't even know. He got to mix the two for My Cousin Vinny. Now, I think even My Cousin Vinny, at least in my world, is probably more of a quotable movie because of the way that they say things. But outright, like, funny,
Home Alone came first.
to me, is actually Grumpy Old Men. Now, I'm not, again, it's like the same thing with the whole Galaxy Quest Groundhog's Day. Like, would I say that My Cousin Vinny is a better movie? I would. But if we're strictly talking comedy, like, I mean, the way that they go at each other, and the dad, like the old man, the old man, that guy's hilarious. That guy steals every scene that he's in. You know, to me, it's funnier than My Cousin Vinny.
Right.
Again, better movie.
It's on you.
That, but we're strictly comedy. So yeah.
I'll be honest. I've probably seen both of those movies maybe once or twice. For me, Cousin Vinny kind of is more memorable. I guess I would say. The other movie, I mean, I can't say I really remember as much as as I would with the other movie. So I'm gonna have to go with Cousin Vinny.
All right.
Yeah. Like, I can't tell you how many times I like talk about something. I'm like, the two Utes. The two Utes.
All right. What's next on our list?
So what do we got? So now we're going to take it down to another part of the Jim Carrey stuff. So we have Dumb and Dumber versus The Mask.
Ooh.
I got. You got something to say, Stopper?
This is easy.
All right, Stopper, you lead us off with this.
This is easy for me.
This is easy for me.
It's not easy.
So the reason why I love these two going at it is because these two were the best. Oh, my fault. These two were my best favorite movies as a kid. I watched them all the time with my dad. But The Mask was the most top-rated movie, and I honestly love Jim Carrey. I loved every movie he did. My favorite one he did was The Grinch. And I learned a lot of history about him. Like, I researched him, but Jim Carrey is one of the funniest dudes. But when it comes down to Dumber and Dumber, those two, Dave, the guy he played with, I don't remember his name. Jeff Daniels and him were the greatest combination I ever seen. They're
a great duo.
With the fart game they did in the car. Who smelt it? Who smells it dealt it. I was laughing with my friends, and they're like, "Why did he do that?" I'm like, "Because it's just for comedy gold." And these two,
the most annoying sound in the world.
Right?
Yeah, all the most annoying stuff. Did you know that was real? They didn't plan that. It's not. That wasn't.
Yeah, that was improv, right?
Yeah, and that's actually the guy. He's yelling at them.
Yeah.
He's not yelling at Harry and Lloyd. He's yelling at Jim and Jeff. Like, he's like, it's to me. It's Dumb and Dumber easy. Like, The Mask is good. The Mask is funny. It's got a lot of its quotable stuff. But Dumb and Dumber is far and away.
So
the better, the funnier.
I want to give The Mask its due before we kick it to the curb.
Yeah, take
like the Mask is based on a comic book property that's far darker than what the movie portrays. Like, the Mask himself in the comics is basically a homicidal killer, like, who does funny things very much, but putting Jim Carrey in that role, making it more of like a family comedy. And actually, that's the movie that introduced us to Cameron Diaz.
Right.
And honestly, that's the only movie I've ever found her hot in. Like she was.
My wife and I were actually talking about this the other day. It's like I think she just kept getting skinnier and less better looking. She looked better. Like she looked better with like she wasn't even like heavy.
No, she was a smoke show.
But she like just kept losing. You know, and Kay said it. She's like, well, some asshole exec probably said, well, we need you to lose 20 pounds. No, we don't. Right. Okay, and you looked the best in that movie. Had nothing to do with age. It actually had something to do with weight, with size.
Absolutely,
she looked better.
And that movie's super quotable, super rememberable. But, and I think Mr. Stomper over here nailed it on the bud. Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels together. And even though it sucked that they weren't exactly able to recreate that magic with the sequel, but that movie itself, it's almost like the Blues Brothers, like with Belushi and Aykroyd. Like there was something special about letting those two go together. So my vote is also for Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, this is very easy.
You can put D&D on there.
I would say definitely. I mean, obviously, Dumb and Dumber, but The Mask definitely has its place in in my heart because that was a huge iconic movie.
Stop me.
It is very highly quotable. Probably not as quotable as Dumb and Dumber, but it is enough for me to say, what, if I watch that movie right now, I know I will be laughing.
No, 100.
It's just Jim Carrey just has that charisma.
Especially
he's just,
that time frame, Jim Carrey.
Absolutely, it's very hard to especially like with comedies, because some are timeless. You can watch it at any point in time, and it will be funny. You understand, you understand the comedy. Some of these, it's just, The Mask. I definitely want to give it, its credit. I mean, obviously it spawned, a terrible sequel, an unfortunate terrible sequel. And
they're actually talking about doing another one. And bringing Jim Carrey back.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
So, if he was to go back and do anything, I'd want Ace Ventura 3.
That's also something they're talking about.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Because that's what...
Those are actually the two properties he's in talks about coming back to.
Yeah, that's where I'd want to see him if I was to see him anywhere. So, all right. So now round two. We're in round two. It's going to
This is a very hard one for me.
Going a little faster here, but... So now we got Clerks, which is what you wanted on switched and put on this list and put up ahead. So I went by your wishes. I did it.
If anybody who knows me is I am a Kevin Smith fanboy.
Wait, what?
Yes, I know. I'll admit it here for the whole world to know now. Now, Clerks is it's not perfect. But this was a movie that a young 22-year-old kid got $27,000 together and shot at his job when his job closed every night. He went for a semester at film school, and this is what he came up with. Because they told him at film school, write what you know. So he literally wrote a day in the life of him and his best friend working. And... the whole movie is practically dialogue, which, especially at the time, was not something you really saw. Like, just a movie of people just sitting there shooting the shit. Mm. And the conversations in this movie, to me, are absolutely hysterical because they're conversations that I could see me having with you and like having with anybody. Like, the conversation that Dante has with his girlfriend, she's like, I've only slept with 5 guys. And then later on he finds out, well, she blew 37 guys. Yeah, he's like, 37?
It's a whole
37
dicks?
The whole,
and to have, because I'm surprised he didn't actually end up in more stuff because
Brian O'Halloran?
Yeah, because his specific style of ranting is fantastic.
Clerks 3 actually comes out this year.
Yeah. Even when he has smaller scenes like in Zack and Mary.
Right.
He's
like,
just...
and then the whole conversation about were the rebels the dickheads in Return of the Jedi because what about those construction workers that were making the second Death Star?
Yeah.
They weren't stormtroopers, they weren't bad guys, but they blew all them up. Just those conversations, like the old guy that they let go take a shit earlier on in the movie. Oh, guess what? He died on there. His girlfriend ends up banging him because he's got rigor mortis. It's such a simple movie, and it's just so funny because it could that could be in the daily life of any of us. You know what I mean? Like just at work, whatever, working a clerk job, and it spawned like it gave us Jay and Silent Bob, and who were like I honestly even think Clerks 2 is even funnier than the original.
Oh, yeah.
And like as much as I love Friday, and Friday is especially for this bracket, Clerks has that special place in my heart that it's like one of my first loves. Like you know,
Right. See, so Clerks was not the first
Kevin Smith
movie that I saw.
Mallrats was the first one I saw.
Me too. So that one is
I love
that's
Mallrats,
that's the one in my heart. That one is my favorite. And that one is funny. And Clerks is great. Clerks is, I mean, there's a reason it took off so well. It did such a good job, you know, and helped, you know, it literally launched his career.
Literally, they submitted it to Sundance,
Yeah.
and Miramax picked it up at Sundance, and that's literally what made his career.
Yeah. And as funny as it is, I still think Friday is funnier. Then Clerks, I'd still go Friday over Clerks.
You gonna break
me
my heart,
personally.
Jordan?
Listen, I mean, you can't say. I mean, obviously you're completely biased.
No, I'm completely
extremely biased. I mean, you say the the whole concept of just them just sitting there and talking, just having this genuine experience of just like the day-to-day lives of what people are. I mean, the same thing go for Friday. I mean, you look at it's literally just them just having a regular day,
right?
Going through. It's just a Friday. It's just a Friday. So it's going through. Doing what
It's actually a good matchup.
Yeah, absolutely.
2-1 day, yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, and for me, I personally, Friday definitely has a special place in my heart for me because, it's a lot of relatable moments in the movie, a lot of quotable moments in the movie, the sequels, I mean, I'm not going to use that based off of my opinion, but it spawned so much, entertainment for me.
Yeah.
So Friday is definitely, definitely my pick.
Just say it.
It's my pick. I mean, but I want to give Clerks a chance. I mean, I do like Kevin Smith and his material.
He gave Clerks its shine.
I did.
It is good.
It is a good movie.
Don't get me wrong.
It's really a good movie, and I believe I mean, I'm pretty sure the sequel is going to be great.
I can't wait. Now you have to go see it with me.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
You know what I mean? Just because you lost.
I mean, me and another guy from work, we were just talking about like all the Friday like sequels, and we were talking about like the Hood Santa, everything he stole. Yeah, and like the jersey that was extra medium, like that alone, that joke alone is so good. You know what I mean? Like, because extra medium doesn't exist.
Yeah, extra medium.
You know what I mean? I didn't even know they make extra medium. Like, it's that joke alone, like,
Absolutely.
is so great.
Absolutely.
It's so funny.
Go ahead, Snubber.
So, like, when you guys were talking about that, I was watching, like, I love Smokey in that movie. Like, he's so iconic. And when he was, like, when D-Bone got knocked out, he ran up. He's like, "You just got knocked the fuck out."
Oh, how long? That's not only in its own other sequels, but like in other stuff. Absolutely. I mean, how many?
That's an iconic line.
Everyone that lost a fight in high school in our age bracket,
they're using that.
Somebody jumped over them.
Damn.
And I can tell you right now, I guarantee you, if you know I guarantee you, Kashif Russell did that shit to like 10 people. You know what I mean? If anyone knows Kashif Russell, like, I guarantee you he did that. You know what I mean? And yeah, of course, because that line, it was iconic. You know what I mean? Like,
super iconic.
It was.
That line's going to be used pretty much to the end of time.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be used if they make Last Friday and he's in it and they don't close it out with that, then it's not Friday.
Yeah.
So
that's
Coneheads versus Wayne World. This is easy for me. Wayne's World, 100%. Like
it's Wayne's World.
Like this is the
of all the Saturday Night Live movies.
Yeah,
Wayne's World is the winner.
Mike Myers is awesome. I can't, hands down.
Wayne's World.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's Wayne's World.
Excellent. Yeah.
Like the What you call it?
I don't know. You just froze.
Sorry,
there, bro.
like a bunch of messages just came up.
Did you just have a stroke?
I was like, wait, what?
Wayne's World is the best of all the Saturday Night Live movies, and even just opening up with Bohemian Rhapsody alone
Like
is
that
so
scene,
iconic.
like-
It's so iconic that when they made the movie Bohemian Rhapsody,
Right.
he plays the exec and
Yes.
literally says kids aren't going to be headbanging in their cars to this.
Right.
And he was literally the kid headbanging in his car to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He started that entire thing. He's why kids my age like found Queen. You know what I mean? What?
What?
Really? Really? You want to start? I'm 2 years older. I'm not even like a full 2 years older than you.
Oh God,
Dick.
I don't want to tell.
So Tommy Boy versus Black Sheep.
Me, it's Black Sheep. That we can give
I'm there
Tommy
with
Boy
you.
its shine.
Tommy Boy's a great movie. Black Sheep's a better movie in my opinion.
I mean, because we already kind of talked about it before too, as well. But you were going to go Tommy Boy, right?
I was going to go Tommy
But we're
Boy.
both going Black Sheep.
All right.
All right. But to me, again, it's Black Sheep. Like I don't. I think it's that unexpected
Yeah.
aspect. I wasn't, I'm like, okay, it's going to be maybe kind of like this, maybe not. And then it was, I thought it was funnier. Everything about it was funny,
Yeah.
Thanks for not shoving the nozzle up my ass. You see him walking away later, and he's got like the white spot. Like it's, it's.
So the next matchup, all I have to say is, oh hello.
So we got Galaxy Quest versus Mrs Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire, dude.
God,
Like you
that's
can't.
not fair.
Like
It's not. I feel like it's not fair
it's not fair to Galaxy Quest.
to Galaxy Quest.
No.
Now, me again personally, speaking of strictly comedies, I would end up watching Galaxy Quest. Again,
Mrs.
over it.
Doubtfire is so
But
funny, dude.
but again, then saying, like which is better. But like Mrs. Doubtfire kind of tugs at your heartstrings a little bit. There's only one scene in Galaxy Quest that tugs at your heartstrings is when the alien dies in Rickman's hands. You know what I mean? And he says the line that he hates saying for him. That's a really good scene. You know what I mean? If that doesn't like get you like right here, like you shouldn't be watching movies because they do nothing for you.
The concept of Mrs. Doubtfire, like the lengths a father will go to spend the time with his children. Like, think about that. Like, oh, you can't see your kids. So I'm going to pretend to be an elderly British nanny just so I can spend time with my kids. Like, and it was that resurgence of Robin Williams. Like, this was the movie that put him back on the map after kind of dwindling off in the late 80s. Like, it let loose with him, you know what I mean? And
it made it so he could kind of do whatever he wanted.
And I mean, who hasn't ever wanted to be an elderly British woman? Like, I feel like we've all wanted to be that at one point. Like
I mean, it's funny. It's funny because I feel like I mean, and you can argue this, but like him like doing this whole dress up thing, like I feel like that kind of like
asserted a trend.
it kind of like instilled like the
Would we have had Big Mama's house?
yeah.
Or
Without
Nutty
Mrs.
Hey,
Doubtfire.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know.
Nutty
Like he made it
Professor.
seem like it made it okay. He
Yeah,
made it like this is like I think I want to do something similar with how Robin Williams did in that movie.
Would we have had any Medea at all?
No.
You know what I mean?
Nutty
Without Mrs.
Nutty
Doubtfire.
Professor.
You know what I
We
mean?
wouldn't have had Nutty Professor. Like he definitely, and it's just like the beginning of that movie where like he's hanging out with the kids and he's like, all right, we're gonna have a birthday party, and Robin Williams is doing jump around on the table, partying harder, not even like drinking, like drinking soda with the kids. You know what I mean? Like it, like the one scene where like CBS is going to check on him or whatever, and he's got put the whipped cream on his face, and like the ending scene where he's going back and forth between his character and everything. Like it's just, it's Doubtfire.
Yeah.
I guess that the conversation that they had like about like Hollywood, like how actors will eventually have to do something that's that's out of the norm for themselves, like as far as like dressing up in like female clothing and stuff like that. And I mean it stands true, and I mean I feel like he made it okay.
Yeah.
He made it okay.
Oh well, Robin's doing it. I can do it.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, it's like I mean, I feel like back, in the 90s, I feel like, a lot of crazy shit was going on, but like, just dressing up as, completely, as a female or whatever, it was completely different.
Yeah. And to totally change everything about him. You know what I mean? Like, it's like here's a guy in his, late 30s, maybe early 40s, and he's an old British woman. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like,
children.
Yeah.
Like, and like being the dad that he knows he could be, but not being able to be it himself. The fact that he's got to like dress, like, I don't know. It's just, it's great. So for me, it's Doubtfire. You went Galaxy Quest.
I'm going with Doubtfire.
I guess I'd lean a little more Doubtfire, but like, again, I think Galaxy Quest is
definitely the funnier movie.
The funnier of the movies, but I don't think that the whole it can't get by Mrs. Doubtfire just because of the whole funnier thing. Like the better, like it already beat Groundhog's Day, in my opinion, being even though Groundhog's is better.
So Happy Gilmore versus Big Daddy.
Okay, so this is where I go. This is where I go Happy Gilmore. This is my favorite Sandler movie.
Got something to say about Happy Gilmore.
You see, they have two iconic scenes in them, Big Daddy and Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
So, like, when Happy Gilmore started off, he was, like, helping his mom, right? Getting her house paid off. Yeah. So, like, that's who was his, his grandma. His grandma.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
So, inspiring him. And so that's
the nurse played by Ben Stiller.
Oh,
that
you will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep. So great.
Yeah, that's like also like I use that line for stuff.
You threaten old women?
No, not that.
Whoa.
No.
And this was the last time Scott Sommer was on the
show. You're fired, intern.
Oh my God.
Where's Casey?
So keep older women away from him.
Go to sleep, Jordan.
Don't let him come to your job. Don't let Scott Sommer anywhere around your job. I'm just joking. All right, what are you saying, buddy? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Big Daddy was like an iconic scene for me too, for like watching it, like when he was like, "Oh, get that kid a Happy Meal," and he's like, "Oh, you guys stopped serving breakfast." It's like, I'm like, only 5 seconds late, and then he was like, and then his son's like, "I wait my own ass though."
Yeah. But like that, and that's another, like, as funny as that line is and that scene is, at the same moment, it's like, it's funny and it hurts at the same time. Because if you have kids, that line is I just thought it was funny. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, okay, of course Adam Sandler said. And then like watching it after I was a parent, I was like, damn.
And that's what that's where a lot of movies, like, your perspective changes as you get older.
Right.
Now, like with Happy Gilmore, like the Shooter McGavin, shooter. It's a funny.
For me, it's still Happy Gilmore, man.
Like it's like, to me, it's like a funny version of like Tin Cup.
The fight scene with Bob Barker.
It's iconic, yeah.
I mean, he literally has a fight scene with Bob Barker.
But, like Jordan,
it's like he could have had a fight scene with Jesse Ventura. He could have had a fight scene with like any person that was, but it was Bob Barker of all people.
You're going down, old man.
The price is wrong. Bitch.
You know, like, the way Bob grabs him and then opens his eyes, like, it's so like. Is there a funnier fight scene ever?
No, there.
You know what I mean? There's no funnier fight scene than in
except
Happy
for
Gilmore.
maybe when my kids beat you up.
You know what?
Sorry, I don't mean to.
I can't fight kids. It's illegal. Okay. I will not have that brought up again.
Are you sure?
I don't know. Logan's crazy, but like I love Happy Gilmore. Don't get me. I love it, and like. Where you said like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are almost interchangeable. I disagree. I think Happy Gilmore is a far better movie. But to me, Big Daddy is the better movie.
Ooh, am I in trouble here?
I already told you, if you put those three movies together, I'm picking out Big Daddy. It's hands down. It's just overall, it's just a much funnier. And like the storyline and everything like that.
If we would have put Little Nicky on here, my vote would have been a little bit different.
Oh man, Little Nicky.
Little Nicky is wicked underrated.
I would have definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that.
It's got Dan Marino in it.
You know, it's so here's Henry Winkler, covered in bees. It's so like everything that happens in it, you just literally don't see coming. How could you?
Kevin Nealon coming out with boobs.
Yeah,
it was just so stupid. It was funny.
Harvey Keitel and Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, Ted, go with my dad. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yes.
it's so ridiculous.
I like that comedy though. I enjoyed that comedy.
Yeah,
like some people, it's like that's not for them. Like it's like this is such a stupid thing. Like it's like no, for me, like that's hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's.
But now we're pitting Waterboy against my favorite Adam Sandler
Wedding Singer.
Wedding Singer.
If I don't win this, I'm gonna throw this at
Wedding Singer all day.
Wedding Singer, okay?
Wedding Singer.
Wedding Singer all day.
Listen, that is like not only is it a comedy, you know what I mean, just the song, the singing, everything, like all that stuff in it was good for me.
Everything about Wedding Singer.
Throw Wedding Singer. You can
don't get again. Waterboy, utterly hysterical. Everything about it.
And like the perfect rom-com duo with Sandler and Drew Barrymore.
Oh my God! Like how good is 50 First Dates?
Right. Like they just. They're such good friends. Their chemistry is so good. But like with Wedding Singer, being in the 80s, like
that alone.
That
alone.
Dude, the last scene with Billy Idol,
Oh my God,
I would marry him.
Nobody talks to Billy Idol like that.
Even let you hold the remote control.
Yeah. How great is that song? Like that song is good.
That song was awesome.
If anyone knows anything about like Adam Sandler, like his comedy CDs are legendary.
You know what I mean? Singing like it.
But like he's such a good singer, and it sounds weird, but like. Because I don't know if the whole album wasn't as funnier. I think it was off Stan and Judy's Kid, but 7 Foot Man is one of my favorite songs by him.
So he's got a song called Secret, right? And it's actually from his album Secret, and it's his secret in the song is that he trims his bush, okay?
Right.
But the whole song it's like a techno beat song,
right?
And I used to bring CDs from my mom and stuff, right? So like she was going on a trip with my sister, and so I throw that.
You did not put that on there.
No.
Well, my mom loves.
Why didn't you just put at a medium pace on there?
Bro, so my mom hears this song. My mom decides she loves this song. So you got my mom, middle of summertime, windows down, cranking it like down the boulevard, going, I trim my butt. With my sister sitting next to her, mortified.
Like,
okay?
What is going on?
And, like, what is happening? And my mom's like, I trim my butt. And my sister's like, Jesus Christ. And it's just. Adam Sandler, and like I know he gets a lot of grief. A lot of people hate on him or whatever. Like if you see like some of his later stuff that he's done, like that heist movie, the Jewel heist movie. Yeah. The cat's got range. The cat's hilarious, and like the dude's worth like $100 million, and he like walks down the streets in like a jet shirt and sweatpants. Like he's so much himself, and like. Wedding Singer is the antithesis, whatever.
Antithesis, yeah,
whatever.
You got it.
Of him being him, just like romantic comedy, funny as hell.
Yeah. Well, he found the right movie to let him sing too, because I feel like people needed to know that he could actually sing.
I love that about like actors when they have like these other hidden talents and stuff like that. Yeah. It just makes them much more relatable though. It's just like because you just think like these actors all they can do is just act and everything like that, and they come out he can sing too. Like oh my God.
Like everyone, if it's like if you ask like the regular person, they're gonna do that. They talk about Adam Sandler,
but
it's like me. I think about him singing.
I think
that's my default.
All my legs begging God bless.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh my God, that shit was so funny to me. Like that, just like
and John Lovitz when he's behind the curtain, he's like, it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, definitely Wedding Singer over. So
Waterboy. We got Liar Liar versus My Cousin Vinny next.
No, come on, it's got to be Liar Liar.
Absolutely. There's nothing.
I mean, Liar Liar. Well, in my opinion, Liar Liar it's got to be his actual funniest movie.
I personally,
it's got to be.
Can't stand Liar Liar.
What?
I can't stand it.
No way.
No.
Like I just feel like it's him forced just to like.
I mean, he was forced. I mean, that's the whole.
No, you know what I mean. But like him, like just forcing it. Like it didn't seem like his natural improv stuff. It just, I don't know. Maybe when this movie came out, maybe I was just burnt out at Jim Carrey at this point. But like this movie, it every time and I've tried to go back and watch it too, and like it just, like it's okay. It's just not my favorite Jim Carrey by any stretch of imagination.
Just all the stuff that he has to go through. You know,
I like the concept.
So, like, even though Liar Liar will go, my vote would have been for My Cousin Vinny.
Are you going Liar Liar, Jordan?
Oh yeah, I'm going.
I'm going Liar Liar.
I'm going Liar Liar. It's definitely the better movie, and I love the whole concept though.
So now the big question is going to be Dumb and Dumber or Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
What do you got, Jordan?
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Your gun is digging into my hip.
Laces out.
Every time I think of Ace Ventura, I just picture the fucking scene of him coming out of the hippo, of him going.
That's the second one.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
It's just him just coming out of the thing, just kind of being birthed out of the thing. That scene.
Him coming out of the bathroom, sopping wet. Do not go in.
You know how many times I told people not to go in the bathroom that way? You know, just because of that scene.
It's such like when he talks to his butt. Asshole of me.
Oh yeah. Talks out of his butt. Yeah.
Ace Ventura is, I think, his most quotable movie.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's just
easily the most quotable movie.
And it's just like it's so outrageous.
Yeah.
And he is so good in it. Like he just the way he slays it, like
sliding glass door.
Oh my God! Like when he goes to the mental institute. Like,
he slams his face, and I don't know how he didn't break his nose,
dude. Like it's Ace Ventura is like it's up there. It's like yours. It's my favorite Jim Carrey comedy movie.
Okay,
because Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is my favorite Jim Carrey movie. But that's my favorite Jim Carrey comedy movie is Ace Ventura. So that gets my vote.
I think a lot of people also forget about Once Bitten. I loved Once Bitten.
Yeah, that was his first
the
movie.
80s. Yeah. His first like comedy lead role was Once Bitten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going?
You're going Dumb and Dumber?
Because we're both going to end up going Ace. So it's moving forward. But how do you feel about it?
Yeah, you know, Dumb and Dumber is just it's for me personally. It's much funnier for me.
Yeah.
I love
the diarrhea scene.
Oh my God.
In the bathroom.
There's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
There's shit on my walls. Yeah. There's shit on my mirrors. What? It's just
the way that Jeff Daniels goes to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like when he's like shaking his legs and like everything. Like who hasn't had like a diarrhea attack like that where you're just like,
oh my God,
you're just locked. You know, like he nailed all of it. You know what I mean? Like to the point where I'm like, did he actually use like a whole bunch of colon blow? Like, is that a real scene? Like, you know.
So we got.
All right. So now we got Friday versus Wayne's World.
It's Friday for me.
Friday, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
It's again now. So now Wayne's World is funny, right? It is. But we're straight talking just against Wayne's World. I mean, it's not. You know, it's. You know, some of it is. You know.
So then we got Black Sheep versus Doubtfire. You're going Black Sheep.
I'm going
Doubtfire. I'm definitely going Doubtfire.
Doubtfire.
So Doubtfire's up.
You guys kicked my movie off, Tommy Boy.
Doubtfire's on. All right. So now
Big Daddy
versus Wedding Singer. I'm going Wedding Singer.
Wedding Singer.
Oh,
Wedding Singer.
yes. Okay.
Right.
So Wedding Singer, and then we got Liar Liar versus Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
No, wait. No,
it's fine.
No, I definitely have to go. I have to go Liar Liar. I really do just like the. I know it's stupid to say just the whole little simple concept of he can't lie.
Yeah, like
this
the
whole
pen,
kid
even in the pen scene, you know what I mean? When he's trying to say that the pen is this pen is the blue pen is red, and he can't do it. Do it. Like even like. He tries to get the R, and then he just says royal blue. And then, you know, like the simple scenes of, you know, like I know what I kind of get what you mean because even in the outtakes, Swoozie Kurtz calls him an overactor. You know, so I get what you're saying. I get what you mean, but just the, you know, even in the rest of the outtakes when like the girl with the big chest in the elevator. You know what I mean? All the things that he says to her, like just it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
Okay.
What are you doing? I'm kicking my own ass.
Kicking my ass. Do you mind? You know,
Do you mind?
Yeah. So, all right. So now, all right. So we got Friday versus.
So our final four is Friday versus Mrs. Doubtfire, Wedding Singer versus Liar Liar.
Oh wow.
This sucks.
Yeah, no, really.
This sucks.
Totally sucks.
Whose idea was this?
In the words of this Sunday's Super Bowl halftime performer, Dr. Dre, thank God it's Friday. I'm going Friday over Doubtfire.
I'll go Friday.
Yeah, I'd have to as well. Again, like, it's funny. It's got its things, but we're talking straight comedies. If we're talking, it's also got that drama effect to it. I mean, it's like the only real drama part, it comes really with like the fight scene, at the end, which is, I feel like a light version of everything else that movie was also tackling, which was like the same type of like the Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood style stuff. Like it was more like Devo brings.
It was more the everyday life of it.
And and they still had it was still like a seriousness. Like that was the build up of that scene, and it just wasn't like
because Devo's just sprinkled throughout that movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until the end.
Yes.
Like you're really right, because like Clerks is kind of like the Kevin, like where Friday is like where Ice Cube grew up and how he grew up, where Clerks is how like Kevin Smith grew up and how he grew up. It's like they're very much on the same vein, where it's not like slapstick comedy like or like with Liar Liar. It's a comedy in a way that like, hey, this is a day in the life. Like,
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So with that being said, Wedding Singer over Liar Liar.
Yep, Wedding Singer over Liar Liar.
Yeah, Wedding Singer over Liar Liar.
So now we have Wedding Singer versus Friday.
Oh wow. I mean,
ouch.
Yeah, I feel like there's completely two different types of comedy movies though. I mean,
they really are.
I mean, you do have your seriousness in Wedding Singer. You know what I mean? Like the overall plot of what's going on in there.
Wedding Singer, I feel like, is a little less serious compared to Friday. I feel like you got a little bit more slapsticky.
Yeah, because the threat is more real, because it goes back to like what I'm saying a bit, because like the way Devo sprinkled throughout that movie and the threat that he brings is like that came out around the same time or like after like Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood. So you're like, oh God, like, what's Devo gonna like? Yeah, is this gonna get bad? Like, yeah, this is funny and this is funny,
but
and Azale is funny.
But
and
does Friday have a rapping grandmother?
You know what I mean? No.
Is that a hip hop? Like, I gotta go Wedding Singer. I think.
Friday also doesn't have Billy Idol. I'm just saying, but it does have Johnny. It does have Johnny Witherspoon though.
Yeah.
And Johnny Witherspoon is a legend. He's a legend.
He's a legend.
And like to me,
he's a legend.
If that's not the plot line of Last Friday, is like coming back for Pops' funeral.
I don't even know how that movie's gonna be. Friday
it should straight up, that should be the entire thing. Is like his funeral should be in the morning, and it should be the rest of the day should be like all the shenanigans that they get into.
Yeah.
And that's why Smokey's there, because he came back.
Because they say
and he relapses. You know what I mean?
Because next Friday,
dude, I can write a script like that. I can write a concept for a script for anything like that. Yeah. Like I could come up with
Wedding Singer gets my vote.
God, this is so hard.
Well, if you pick quickly, I'll be put on Garrett.
Ooh, okay. Friday for me.
Damn it!
I love doing
Friday for me.
I hate when I'm the last pick at the end, man. I hate it.
I love Wedding Singer, but Friday, like, it's just more iconic to me. Oh, I love this. It's on you. Stress is just like.
I said it.
Friday.
Oh!
If you're talking pure
all right,
pure entertainment, Wedding Singer wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pure entertainment. I love Adam Sandler, but my favorite Adam Sandler got voted out. Wedding Singer is my second favorite. Okay. Pure entertainment.
I feel like he did this on purpose.
It's way better, but like just pure comedy. Like you're gonna laugh at the things that happen. Friday gets the more the more knee-jerk reactions out of just the quick comedy
I don't
stuff.
want to hear about what you're jerking, okay?
You know what I mean? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, I was here last week, okay, when you were talking about my hair.
Your hair does
okay.
I'm telling you,
I know exactly what.
Friday, just the movie Friday. I'm telling you, it's like it transcends like different cultures. Cultures, like everybody. I'm telling you right now, everyone knows what that movie Friday is. Like just everyone knows what that movie Friday. I doubt everyone's gonna know what The Wedding Singer is. I know, guarantee everyone's gonna know what Friday is.
Yeah,
it's just
it was a breakthrough comedy. Everyone's
absolutely,
you know, and again, so if you're watching this, if you're seeing this, again, it says right up there, part 1. There are 3 parts. Okay, so your favorite comedy might not even be up here. I guarantee you it'll be on the other ones. And then even after the end of the 3rd show,
we can have a discussion. And let us know what your favorite comedy is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and again, it's just 90s too, because your favorite comedy could be in the 2000s. It could be in the 80s.
You could be a baby like Scott Stomper over here,
you know,
born in 2000s.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, what are you 18? Yeah, he's 18.
Wow, you're 2018. You gotta.
Yeah,
making me feel old now.
But
I didn't think that was, wait, what?
You're 43.
I have a lot of city miles on me, that's why. A lot of potholes out here.
Shout out to our sponsors.
Oh, yeah, sponsors. You guys are the best. You make the show happen. All right? If you need tattoos, you need ink, you got to go to Rockin' Horse. If you need gear, if you need posters, if you need hats, if you need anything with a logo on it, you need to go to Seasonal Sports.
Gear from our shows, anything from the D, anything, any of your own personal stuff, hit up Seasonal Sports.
Seasonal Sports, 1983.com, and we have our own store on there.
Now, Gary, if I was kind of feeling a little bit famished or a little tired, where should I head out to?
Well, if you're tired and need coffee, you should definitely go dipping.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Fill you right up, get you good coffee, you'll be all set.
Oh, fantastic. Now, what else do you like? I wanted something sweet. What can I get from there?
The donuts the size of my face.
Oh,
look at the size of my head.
He's got a huge head.
Look at the size of this noggin. All right,
the forehead alone. I mean,
I'm looking right now. I'm looking right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big donut.
Yeah, that's a big donut.
That's a delicious.
Well, what's going on this Saturday, Garrett?
So this Saturday, right? ICW, who we're associated with especially through the other podcast, Wrestle Fandom Radio, they're going to be in St. Johnsville, at the high school. Okay. You can get tickets at the door. You can go in. You need to go, okay? Go onto our page, on our Facebook page. You can look up the entire card.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. It's
going to be wild.
Okay?
I'm still hoping I can get the day off. If not, Stomper and Garrett will be there.
Yep. Well,
right.
yeah, I'm going, so I'll be there. You know where to find me?
Yep.
I'm there. All the wrestlers. You want to meet some legends. You want to meet the next generation wrestlers. It's where you need to go.
If you want to meet us.
Yeah, if you want
to meet Stomper.
Well,
yeah. If you want to meet Scott Stomper, he's the future of wrestling right here.
Yeah. All right. So join us next week. We will have the results
of ICW
of this ICW show coming up, and then we'll be talking about everything else that is going on in wrestling. Jordan, thank you for coming in, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
We want to have you back as often as you want to come back.
Absolutely,
man. This is awesome.
This was a great experience.
Except on a Friday.
So.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll be doing some things like that.
So yeah, and we will see everybody next week.
Take it easy.